This is a 160 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Randall, capital R-A-N-D-A-L-L. Defense attorney, Ms. M.S. Clarke, capital C-L-A-R-K-E. And we'll start with defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. Good evening, Ellie. Can you see me? Hello. Good evening. It's about 7:30 p.m. over there. About that time, yes. Where are you testifying from? I'm testifying from Alm, Kazakhstan. In what physical location are you? I'm in the U.S. Embassy in Alm. Do you live in Alm? Yes, I do live in Alm. Were you raised in Alm or in Kazakhstan? I was raised in Alm, Kazakhstan, yes. Do you have employment? Do you work there? Yes, I do work here now. And do you have a family? I have family here, wife and 4 children. What is it that you do for a living? I work in a construction company that belongs to my father. Can you tell us just a little bit about that? In our company, I'm responsible for supply chain management and for construction materials, and it's a family business. Yes, it is a family business. I noticed that you speak English very well. How is that? Thank you. I spent a lot of time studying in the United States. When did you first come to the United States? Can you repeat the question? Yes. When did you first come to the United States? How old were you? First time I went to the U.S., I was 14 years old, and I spent 5 months in the U.S. in Maryland. And then did you return to the United States for more education? And then I went to college in the United States in 2004. Where was that you went to college? It's in Washington State, Western Washington University. Thank you. You have. Can you tell the jury they can see you on a screen in front of them. Can you tell the jury your connection to the Saar family? I am connected to the Saar family because I was married to Lena Saar, the sister of Jay. Do you have other relationships? And also my older sister is married to Russ Sarney, who is a cousin, who is an uncle on the father's side for Jay. Do you and Lena have a son together? Yes, we have a son together. His name is Zach. If you know, when did your sister marry Russ? Russ, who is Jay's uncle. They got married in December of 1999. And how old were you then? I was 13 years old. When did you first meet members of the Saar family? One of the members, the mother of Jay and Tom. I met on the wedding, and the rest of the family I met about 6 to 9 months after the wedding. I noticed that you refer to Russ as Russ Sarney, and I'm referring to the Saar family. Can you tell the jury the difference between the name Saar and Sarney? The difference is just that Russ has decided to de-Russify his last name. Just take out the last 2 letters of his last name to make it sound more Chechen rather than more Russian. So Saar is the Russian version of Sarney. Yes, that's right. In your younger years, you said you first met the rest of the Saar family after Russ and your sister got married. Did you know one member of the Saar family better than the others in those years? Yes, I knew Tom Saar much better than the rest of the family because he was my friend. And why was it that you got to know Tom better? When he first came to Alm, Kazakhstan, he was introduced to me by Russ Sarney, and we were the same age, and we had a lot of interests, a lot of things that interested both of us. So we spent a lot of time together, and I introduced him to my friends and to my neighbors, my classmates, and he has become friends with them as well. Was there a time when Tom stayed behind and lived with your family, stayed in Kazakhstan? There was a time when Tom stayed at Russ's place for about 1 year. And do you remember before he went to the United States, Okay, so he stayed there for about a year before he came to the United States. Yes. Were you aware of who in the family came to the United States first? The mother Zuby and the father Al and the younger son Jay, they came to the U.S. first. And did the other 3 children stay in Ulm? The other 3 children at that time lived with Russ Sarney in Ulm, and they moved to the U.S. a year after the parents and Jay did. So that year that you spent with Tom, can you describe him for the jury? Yes, Tom was an interesting young man, polite and good friend. He was very friendly, goofy sometimes, but overall he was just fun to be around with. And how did your friends interact with him? My friends loved him when he was around, and there were even times when I wasn't called to the party and he was. After he left and came to the United States, I think we've heard evidence that was in about 2003. Did you come to the United States soon after that? I came to the U.S. in 2004, so about a year and a half after they moved. When you came to the U.S., where did you live and who did you live with? I lived in Ferndale, Washington, in the house that Russ Sarney had bought a little while before that. When you were, yes, I'm sorry, and I lived there alone because you were going to school. I lived there alone while you went to school. Yes, I went to school and lived in their house. When you lived in Washington State attending school in that first year, did you see the Sarr family, any members of the Sarr family? In the first academic year that I went to college there, the family did visit me, and actually not just the elder Sarr family, but also Russ Sarney along with my sister and their children came over. Mary Sarr came over, who is an aunt to Jay, and also Zuby, Bella, and Lena Sarr came over. It sounds like the women came with Russ to visit. They came separately but at the same time. I'm going to show you a picture. It's marked on your stack 3507-60. It should be the first one on your stack depending on how they were provided. Let me just ask the government whether you've seen the photos. All right. We have a long word list. Ready? Here we go. Ellie, capital E-L-Y. Alm, capital A-L-M. Kazakhstan, capital K-A-Z-A-K-H-S-T-A-N. U.S. Embassy, capital U, period, capital S, period, new word, capital E-M-B-A-S-S-Y. Western Washington University, capital W-E-S-T-E-R-N, capital W on Washington, capital U on University. Washington State, capital W on Washington, capital S on State. Sarr, capital T-S-A-R. I'll say it one more time. Sarr, it's capital T-S-A-R. J, capital J-A-Y. Lena, capital L-E-N-A. Sarney, capital T-S-A-R-N-I. Russ, capital R-U-S-S. Zach, capital Z-A-C-K. Tom, capital T-O-M. Chechen, capital C-H-E-C-H-E-N. Russian, capital R-U-S-S-I-A-N. Al, capital A-L. Zube, capital Z-U-B-E. Ferndale, capital F-E-R-N-D-A-L-E. Bella, capital B-E-L-L-A. Mary, capital M-A-R-Y. And that is it for the word list. And that will conclude our 160 Q&A practice test.